right, you may still be right, and that's fine. It first tells us if we have the same signs, either they're both positive or both negative, their product and quotient will be positive. So same signs, we're gonna get a positive answer. The second thing it tells us that if we have different signs, meaning one positive and one negative, the answer will be negative. Two main things to remember. Also gave us some things at the bottom when we have negative numbers. If we have an odd amount of negative numbers, the answer will be negative. And if we have an even amount of negative numbers, the answer will be positive. Two rules, same signs positive, different signs negative. Any questions about it?
No, ma'am.
All right, does everybody have what you need? Okay. All right, next we're gonna look at properties. These properties you should remember from lower grades. The first property is identity property. Identity property pretty much tells us anytime we multiply by 1, that answer will still be the same value we started with. -5 times 1 will still be -5. You also should have learned about the zero product property. That's anytime we multiply.
Yes,
Who called me? All right, zero product property. Anytime you multiply by 0, your answer should be 0. And then that last property you should have experienced before. It's a commutative property. Commutative property pretty much tells us we can change the grouping, but we would still get the same answer. 9 times 8 would be the same as 8 times 7. Any questions about those properties? We got 4 students meeting those expectations this morning. We got to do better than that. All right, everybody got what you need? All right, first example we're gonna look at. It says Lisa owes $2 to each of her 6 friends. What were you saying, Joseph? Lisa owes $2 to each of 6 friends. What integer represents Lisa's debt? So just like with add and subtract, we need to pay attention to keywords. They said owes $2. We learned on last week that owes would be a negative value. So that would be -2. And then they said she had 6 friends. Of course, I can't have a negative amount of friends, so we know that's a positive 2. That'd be -2 times that positive 6. What's 2 times 6?
12.
12. We got 1 negative, so that means we'll be good. We got 1 negative, so that means our answer will be what?
Positive.
No, sir. No, sir. Y'all gotta remember the old rules. That would be
Negative.
Yeah. So we have to remember, we have different signs. That answer is going to be negative. Different signs, that answer will be negative. Any questions about it? All right, does everyone have what you need?
Yes.
Good job. I love how some of us are nodding our head, some of us unmute to say yes or no, some of you hadn't responded to nothing. Okie dokie. All right, second example we're gonna look at. It says Rosa is at the top of a climbing wall. She descends 48 feet of the wall in 6 equal stages. What number represents the change in Rosa's position at each stage? What's some key words in this example?
descends 48 feet.
All right, descends 48 feet. What value you think that might have, Chanel?
Negative.
Good job. Descend means to go down, so that would be a negative. All right. What else is important?
6 equal stages.
Good job. 6 equal stages. So let's stop and think. So if they gave me my whole amount and then they said it got 6 stages, would that be multiplication or would that be division? That is division. So we would do negative 48 divided by 6. What is 48 divided by 6?
8.
8. We got one negative, so that means 8 would be what?
8 negative.
Good job. Different signs. Good job. All right, any questions about it? All right, I know I got 3 that's hanging on. Layla, Chanel, and Dakari. All right, I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to a minute. Read this problem and see if you can set up the expression. All right, a moving rental company deducts $7 from Serena's account every month for a year. After 1 year, how much do moving rental fees change Serena's account? Was anyone able to create the expression?
Yes.
Go ahead and give it to her, Layla.
I did negative 7 divided by 12.
All right, did everybody else have the same expression?
I think negative 7 times 12.
All right, so let's reread. Deduct $7 from our account every month. After 1 year, how much is deducted? Multiplication would be correct. That's like saying in January we took out $7, February we took out $7, so it would be the one with multiplication. All right, and what's 12 times 7?
84.
Good job, 84. Would that 84 be positive or would it be negative?
Negative.
Negative.
So that means they would deduct $84 out of her account for a whole year. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions about this problem? All right, everybody got what you need? All right, this question, it reads, the table shows the low temperatures in Alto for 5 days. What is the average low temperature? I see a key word, average. Who can recall what it means to find an average? Fifth, 6th grade, what does average mean? right? That's where we would add all the values and then divide by the total. Add all the values and divide by the total. If we look at all these values, we see that they have negatives. So that means we can add our numbers and just keep the negative. 6 and 4 will get us what?
10,
5. 7 and 13 will get us
21,
so we got 25, so we got negative 35. How many total numbers do we have?
5.
5,
What is 35 divided by 5?
7,
Positive or would it be negative?
negative,
So anytime we see that word average, remember that that means the same thing you did in 5th and 6th grade. Add all the values and then divide by the total. Any questions about this problem? All right, everybody got what you need? Got our head shaking, I see you right. All right, I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to a minute. See if you can read this problem and figure out the answer. All right, it says, which equation has a negative solution? Was anyone able to pick out an answer?
D,
All right, now we remember subtracting on last week. It told us subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. So we would keep that first value, change to an addition, and take the opposite. So if I'm at -2 and I go up 6, will my answer be negative?
no,
That's the same as saying 6 minus 2 would give us 4. All right, is someone else try it? All right, look at division. If we got 2 signs, that means that answer will be what?
Positive.
Good job, that is correct. All right. All right, multiplying. 2 signs that's negative, so that means that answer will also be what?
negative,
No.
positive,
And so that's what I said earlier, those same signs, the answer is positive. This with multiplying and dividing, and then those different signs, the answer will be Car, you're gonna have to stay muted until you talking to us because you got a lot of feedback on your end. All right, so then looking at B, -6 plus a -2, they have the same sign, so we will add them together. What's 6 plus 2?
8,
And since both of those are negative, that meant that answer would be negative. That's what we learned on last week with adding and subtracting. All right, they said Seth chose C. I think we could pretty much understand why he chose C. He was kind of thinking of those same rules for adding and subtracting. And just remember, if I can't rely on looking at it, I'm gonna show a little piece of work to make sure I understand what's going on to get the correct answer. Any questions about it? All right, everybody got what you need? Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to a minute. All right, it reads, which multiplication equation is false? False. Was anyone able to pick out an equation they believe is false?
A.
C.
Or Layla?
Ma'am.
Why y'all said A?
I said C.
All right, you said C. All right, anybody else chose one? All right, so let's look at it. A, negative times a negative. If I multiply two negatives, my answer should be a what?
Positive.
It should be positive. Two negatives multiplied together will give us a positive. So that one was false. Looking at B. B multiplied by 0. Anytime you multiply by 0, your answer will be 0. That's zero product property. All right, C told us we're multiplying by 1. Anytime you multiply by 1, you should get the same answer. That is the identity property. And then looking at D, only thing they did was change the grouping. That is the community property, and we will still get the same answer. All right, so definitely make sure we're able to identify those different properties, because sometimes they'll give you a variable in there just to see if you understand what that rule means. Any questions about it? Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to a minute. See if you can read this scenario and be able to write an expression. All right, it reads. The lowest elevation in Long Beach, California is 7 feet below sea level. The elevation of Death Valley is about 40 times lower than the elevation of Long Beach. What is the approximate elevation of Death Valley? Was anyone able to create an expression?
-7 times 40.
7 feet below, that's where he got the negative at, and it said 40 times lower, so he multiplied it by 40. Good job. You should remember pattern of multiplication. 7 times 4 would be what?
28.
28.
And then we got 1 negative, so that means the answer is going to be what?
Negative.
Give us a thumbs up if you had it just like the card. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Good job. Any questions about it? Okay, okay. All right, I'm gonna give you about a minute. We got 5 scenarios and we're gonna match them with the correct expression. Read them carefully, pay attention to those key words. Give you about a minute. All right, the first one. It says the football team loses a total of 12 yards in 4 plays. On average, how many yards did the team move per play? Come on, let it be somebody we haven't heard from this morning. What expression would that be?
-12 divided by 4.
All right, they say it loses a total of 12 yards in 4 plays. Good job. That is division. So they gave us the total to start out with. Good job. All right, the second one said the temperature of the ocean water dropped 4 degrees every hour. After 12 hours, what was the change in the water temperature?
The third one.
All right, the third one. All right, and let's check. Dropped 4 degrees. That's why she got negative. And then it says after 12 hours. Good job. I think that was Chanel. All right, the third one says a garden consists of 12 rose bushes and each of 4 rows. How many rose bushes does the garden have altogether?
12 times 4.
All right, 12 bushes and 4 rows, 12 times 4. Good job. All right, the next one said every second a snail crawls 12 millimeters down a hole. What is the snail's change in position after 4 seconds?
-4.
Right, it'll be -12 times 4. All right, and then last one, during a drought, a pond's fish population decreased by 3, For every meter drop in the pond's water level, at that rate, how many fish die once the water level drops forward? So that would be -3 times -4. Any questions on being able to pick out the expression when they give you a scenario? Any questions about that? Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you about a minute. We want to determine if these expressions will give us a negative number or a positive number. Give you about a minute. All right, the first one, we got negative, and then in parentheses, we got 8 divided by 2. What kind of answer do you think we'll get? All right, what's 8 divided by 2?
Divide 8 minus 2. Wait, divide 8 minus divide by 2. 8 divided by 2. So
All right, next we got -5 times parentheses -4 plus 3. So do parentheses first. What's -4 plus 3?
1, -1.
So being -1 times the -5 gives us what kind of answer?
5, positive 5.
All right, 6 divided by -3. What kind of answer?
Negative. Negative.
Correct. We got one negative sign. The answer will be negative. All right, what about -10 divided by -10?
Positive.
Positive. Negative is a positive with the division. All right, what about -25 times -4?
Positive. Positive.
That is correct. A negative times a negative makes a positive. All right, and then -21 divided by 7.
Negative. Negative.
That would be negative. Good job. No, I put in the wrong category. Oh, I did the last two in the wrong one. Y'all gotta tell me. Keep this straight. All right. So today we've been over multiplying and dividing integers. Any questions about multiplying and dividing integers? All right. Hopefully you have added those notes to your math notebook. Remember that math notebook is pretty much your cheat sheet. Today is Monday, and I hope you all have a great Monday. Your homework will be posted later. Have a good one.
Bye.
Have a good one, Joseph.